Second time around that I forgot to put on my headset before I go live. Uh, I clearly have too much time in between. But okay. Yeah. So what I want to show is my progress on the inlays. So this is what I made up recently. It's it's a board with edges. Um, what I did is I covered the whole thing with duct tape, including these two pieces. Put it in there like that. Filled it with resin and put all those small pieces in. Hello, Clint. You can see that, and the back side is really nice and smooth. The resin sank to the bottom, so on top I have some gaps here and there, and yeah, I'll probably have to cut away some of it. This is the side, so there you can more or less see the pattern which I'm hoping to get from the top side as well. So this is one piece, but actually it was a bit larger still. I glued up the first section yesterday, and that's here. So that's what we will be turning today, if it doesn't fly apart on me. And then I'm also working on a lid where this is supposed to go in. Now it feels pretty stable, but I will put up the tailstock anyway. Let me see if I can bring you in a bit closer. Configure the video, camera control. Digital zoom. Okay. Something like that. Hi, Paul. Okay, this is probably as good as it gets. Let me quickly do the same to the other camera. Can also move it in a bit closer. But like this, I'm able to stay somewhat away from the work, which is better for the camera, obviously. This is a feature that OBS has, but the other one, StreamYard, is still lacking. So you cannot do any digital zoom on the cameras with that one. Oh, that's also nice. Okay. Now let me see. Looking for a small piece of wood like this that I can put on top to use as a temporary tailstock extension. Okay, because I really want to minimize the risk of this flying off. I glued it 24 hours ago, so it should be good enough, but you never know, and it doesn't cost anything to do it like this. Let's see. This is a half-inch spindle gouge for 12 millimeters. Getting close to round already. I'm making it a bit tapered, just like last time. So that it might fit better in the hole. Gives you a bit of play when creating that. I'll show you the overhead. It's much better for this. So I'm not really that particular with regards to the dimensions for this. It's just that I need to make it round and then fit it into a hole that I'm going to make, and the piece that it's going to fit into is this one here. It's a piece of ash. I already made the opening for the lid, mason jar lid, same as last time. I already made the opening for that. My chuck jaws are currently in there now. That's a new chuck, by the way. This is the 75 millimeter SE3. Although I don't know why they call it 75 millimeters, because the internal hold is just slightly over 50, and the external goes from 86 to, well, to larger than that. Let me put it like this. As you can see, the opening in the chuck is just about at its minimum when I hold this in a recess, and the diameter of these lids, so it's this, a mayonnaise jar It's 86 millimeter. Fish to clean. Fish to clean or fish to fry? Okay. Uh, yeah. Let me remove the tailstock. And then I'll briefly sharpen this gouge. Like so. And then I'll try to turn the face of it. About right, I think. This is really the first time I'm using this. I have now, instead of wood glue, I have used some clear resin to connect or to glue up everything. Ah, the other view, I think. I think that looks quite interesting. Catfish. If I catch them, so it means you have also been catching fish. Have you been out fishing, Heather? Ah, yesterday was a great day fishing with one of my kids. And successful, by what I hear of it. I think this is also going to be reasonably successful by the looks of it. At least it's more or less what I had in mind about how this should look. I'm not going to take any more off. I will use my thin parting tool and take it off that base. And then we can measure it and make the opening in the other part, in the lid, so to say. That goes fairly easy. Yeah. Okay. The last bit it popped off. You see? So this is the last bit of the resin. The wood glue doesn't hold that well to resin, but clearly it was good enough for this. I could try and fit this in the chuck in this orientation. Ah. And this is the same piece I used for the first try, and it looks like it's going to be good enough for yet another one. Incredible, isn't it? Okay, so well, I think it's good enough like this. Would be nice if it was running 100% through, but this is just roughing. Only trying to take away that little bit in the center. Ha! An unintentional spiral. Not completely flat yet. And that's because it's not running completely through. Okay. But this is not the side we are supposed to look at. That's this one. And I think that one looks a lot better, especially after finishing. Hey, Louis. Good afternoon. Okay. So I can take this out and put it aside. Then it's time to work on the lid for a bit. Okay. Now I have 30 millimeters. I know that the jaws go in well, quite a way. 15. So I have 15 millimeters to work with, which is not that much actually. Happy Mother's Day, yeah. I wasn't expecting to get permission to be in the shop, but that's my wife. She's a real sweetheart. Let's get a long rest. Okay. So what I was saying, I have 15 millimeters to work with. So I wasn't planning on taking off too much of the wood but it probably means that I will have to create some sort of a shape to the side of this. So I have made the hole for the lid yesterday, and I rounded off the side, although it could be a bit smaller. But I haven't made the top flat yet. Okay, that's probably big enough already because the part in the middle is now larger than the piece that's going to be inserted there. So my calipers say 52, and that's the maximum. It's probably better to put it. Can you see that? So if I take the minimum dimension, I can also make the hole tapered. That's 51. Okay. Now, let me try to do this without bumping the camera too much. Actually, I think that's already deep enough. This is actually one of the few occasions where I think 6mm spindle gouge is useful. So really for detail work. That's the line. So now we are there. And it does not even go in yet because I was careful not to overshoot. That means I can take off another millimeter or so. Okay. going in quite nicely already. But just like the first time, the hole is now, it has a bump in the center. Uh, It's going in. Actually, I think this is quite good. Maybe a little bit deeper. Hard Fox, hi. Getting that bottom as flat as I can. This is dry ash, by the way. Yeah, it doesn't fall out, and I have to pull to get it moving. You see how deep I am. This is a centimeter, so I should have, by that calculation, another 5 millimeters underneath. So I will make it a little deeper. And the reason for that is because I may have opened it up a tad too big at the top for how deep it goes in. So if I can get it to sit a little deeper, then it means it will also fit better around the sides. But I think this is where I will leave it. And then I will do the same that I saw Mike Pease do the other day. Make this a bit domed. Make sure there's plenty of glue there. Let me spread that out a little. Cheers, cheers, guys. So yeah, what this actually means is that since this is wood glue, it has to cure. So I'll put this aside and we'll do another one. So that's how it will stay for the next 24 hours or so. But maybe I can think of something else. How about this? This is the third of the old files well, I got from my dad. I would say inherited because they were in his shop and he doesn't no longer need it. He does not live anymore there where he had this shop. But they were chisels of a very well-known local brand, top quality. You can see that they are not the newest, but the handle is beaten up completely, as you can see. So I have already converted two of them like this into scrapers. I have a left and a right one. It's hard to hold that while looking at the camera behind my back, but and this is going to be the round nose one. The steel in these chisels is phenomenal. It's more or less what you want for a woodworking tool, even for a scraper. And yeah, they uh, they do a pretty good service here. So this is then going to be a round nose one. I already cut it into shape. I even used it a few times already and it works, but what I haven't done yet is make a new handle. And since I have the oak here from which I made it, I think I can just go ahead and do that. If I can find it, that is. I thought I had a shorter piece laying around somewhere. But of course, I will only find that when I'm done. I think this is it. At least it's the shortest piece that I can find. I'm not sure if this will work. Yes, it's excellent steel. Yes. So I'm going to resort to my good old flexible Chinese chuck. To hold this square piece. I've made something of an organizer back there for my chucks. You see the stronghold, the 75 millimeter. This is where the 50 millimeter goes. It's on a workpiece. No, it's over here. 50, 35, and a smaller one. So that they're all there when I need them. And then at the back is the Chinese chuck, which I have to admit I'm using more than I would have thought, because it's simply, as I say, it's a pretty flexible thing. It has a very wide range of gripping. Now, This is a square piece of wood, so I set up the tailstock like that. Show you the other. Uh, like this. Maybe it's better to come on. Yeah. Yes, I'm quite happy with the way it's organized now. There's not that much which is organized in my shop, but at least the chucks are for now. Okay. We will see in a minute how well centered this actually is. But first I want to make some measurements. Well, it's perfect in size. There will be a, a tiny bit left over. Okay, and then this is roughly where the deepest point is going to be. So this is the handle I made for my Bedan. It's also a very useful tool. And I think for the round nose scraper, this is what you want, because you are also using that sometimes on the bottom of a bowl, and then you'll have a bit more length, so you can handle a bit more overhang. The other two scrapers are essentially used for the side of the bowl to be used as shear scrapers. So I'll grab my spindle roughing gouge, and we will see if we can make this thing a bit round. And in case you're interested, this is oak. Uh, Also because my parents moved out, but not just because of that. I was able to lay my hands on quite a bit of oak furniture, which you can recycle very well into turning blanks, as you can see here. Getting a little bit of vibration. I guess I'm just pushing a bit too hard, and maybe that tool needs sharpening. And by that tool, I mean the Bedan. Which is actually a very welcome addition to the shop for stuff like this, making tenons and so. Or in this case, I need to make well, it is a sort of a tenon, but it is for the steel ring. I'll grab a piece of pipe for that, steel pipe. Bedan tool works very well for that. But since I'm not Richard Raffen, I will take my calipers and measure it first. Maybe I should also go look for a piece of that pipe. Let me see. Where is it? Could very well be that it's this. Let me see. No, that's thinner. I think this matches just about what's on there. Let me see. Caliper. 22. Yeah, it's the same. And this pipe has a wall thickness of it's that view. Has a wall thickness of a millimeter, more or less. So that's okay. So what I will do then is I will grab my pipe cutter. Oh shit. I borrowed that. I mean, I let someone borrow it. Hmm. That means I'll have to do this by hand. You cannot see that, of course, but I have to put it in the workbench and cut a piece off with the um, with the hacksaw. There we have it. Yeah, I used to have because this is all these chucks are the same make, Heather. But I got fed up with changing the jaws each time. Oh, and even though it came out quite nice, still some manual filing necessary to get rid of the ridges. Something like that. So then I will measure the inside diameter. It's probably 20. It is. And here we have at this moment well over 30. So I have quite a bit to go. I'll give you the other view. It's better because that's where I'm working at the moment. Still way too big. I can see that. I'm just doing the first few millimeters. Still not there. That's getting pretty close. You see? It's almost nothing that I have to take off now. Okay, first try. It almost goes on. I'll grab a piece of sandpaper. Try to eliminate any ridges on the inside because those will also prevent you from sliding it over even when the dimension is actually correct. This is soft steel. This goes relatively easy. Yeah. How about that? Not too bad for a first try, isn't it? Okay. So then it's time to disassemble the old file and get it out of its handle. I think that shouldn't take too long either. I need to do that in order to know what size I have to drill. It's already coming off. Done. So you might think this wasn't on tight, but it was pretty secure in there. If you see how they make these, they have a few ridges which cut into the wood to keep the steel from slipping sideways or round. So I'll leave those in. Let me measure this. I think this comes pretty close to what I would need. It's 12 millimeter. Maybe a little bit under. Yeah. I'll settle for 11 or maybe 11 and a half. That's because this wood is well, it's oak and it's not really very flexible. But if you make your holes too small, then chances are that it will simply split. That's why I have put this bit of steel on there first, because that will give it some extra strength when I'm knocking in the tool. Okay. So in order to drill this, I will start with 6, 8, 10, and then the target size should be among these. So 6, 8, 10. I used to be able to read this. This is 13. That's 11. It's 11 and a half. Okay. I also have 12, but I will only use that if it doesn't go in like this. Set the speed back a bit. And then the depth that we have to drill is this bit. So it's not all that deep. I'll leave this here, I think. I think I can show you how I do that. Okay. 6. Plenty deep enough. So marking the drills is not so useful in this case, because I would have to mark each and every drill. Eight mil, and I'm there. And by the way, I have a drawbar on my drill chuck. So there's absolutely zero chance that it will come out. I can even read this. Hmm. Okay. Slight change of plan, because turns out that the two drills which I just showed you are 10, 10 and a half. My eyes are simply not what they used to be. So this is 11. should already do the trick. Oh yes, that will go in really nicely. So then I'm putting that aside because for now that's no longer important. I know that it goes in there. Let me put those drills back where they are, where they belong. And then I can take out my drill chuck. Just a whack with a mallet against the end of the drawbar. And then I can use my cone center for the rest of the job. Like so. Okay. So now it's basically spindle turning. The first dimension is this one, 35. A bit more. Now maybe I'll first take off some wood. Because the whole handle doesn't have to be any thicker than this. Ow. Okay. This is as far as I have to go. Switching to a regular spindle gouge now. can't really understand why it starts to vibrate on me when I'm so close to the end. If it would do that in the middle, then I would say okay, but okay. Time to see who's in the chat still. Hospital. Kiln dried oak. I'm pretty sure this is kiln dried, but that was a long time ago, before it became furniture. 40. So 2.5 millimeters. A bit more. And then here is going to be the lowest point, and this is about where the end is going to be. Yeah. I tend to make these bigger than they have to, so the best tool to make these gentle curves. That's your spindle roughing out. Top view again? Why not? Like I said, if you want to make gentle curves, there's hardly a better tool than a roughing gouge. But you must be sure to use the bevel. So not like this as a scraper, but and also this one has been ground especially for this type of operation. Something like that. Time for a quick measurement. At the end we have 35 and a bit. Yeah, I'm virtually there. Dimensions are pretty meaningless. It's more important how it feels. This feels about right in my hand. So Here's the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm going to round that off a bit with the skew. Could do it with the spindle gouge also, but I like to use my skew for that. Just reducing the sanding job. Okay. The two decorative lines. All my tools have that, so these should as well. Lovely. And that already feels pretty smooth. Yeah. It's a bit tricky on this side because I do not have much tool rest to to go when I should accidentally flip. This is 150 sandpaper, plenty good enough. I think I could get away without any sanding. Oh, smooth. like a baby's butt. Make sure the tool has enough room. Careful. Even for me, that's a bit too much. A bit close to the jaws. That will sand out easily. Or I can peel it off with my skew. And where am I now? Ah, wrong view, sorry. One tool handle. Okay, I will grab my mallet, tap it in. Let's hope nothing bad happens. I will show you in a sec. To go to the other workbench for that. Oh, lovely. And that's another addition to my set of homemade tools. I will give it a quick sharpening and then we'll try it out. Hey, Yara? Yeah. Actually, I think it was sharp already, but let's not take any chances on that. You just heard the grinder, so now it is sharp. Let's see. Here's some half-finished ash bowl. Actually, I doubt that the recess is still going to fit because it has gone pretty oval, as you can see. But we'll fix that as well. So I'll quickly do that. Just to test that scraper. And maybe because I want to finish this bowl also at some point in time. Okay. Where is... Ah. So I saw this done by Richard Raffan and his accomplice. Basically, this will be jammed in there, so a friction fit is the right word. Maybe use a cup center instead. Because if I'm using this one, I will be putting a lot of pressure on that center. It will at least leave a permanent mark. A cup center is a better choice for that if you have one. Unfortunately, this one came with the lathe, so that's also going to be challenging. I may even have to do this different. Okay. Yes. Just checked. It will fit the. It will still fit the 40mm jaws. So I will take those for a temporary mount. Also seen this on YouTube. Nothing that I came up by myself. I certainly won't pretend that I'm that good. But if I see other people do smart things, I'm able to remember that, and you see. And that is running everything but through, but good enough for now to make a quick recess in there. Using my bedon, I guess. I'm not going to finish this ball during this live session. Just showing how the scraper works. I have my template here. Pretty far to the outside by the looks of it. only hitting on one spot. Is that? Ah, way too big. Same problem. That's more like it. So this is really the scantiest of recess possible, but my stronghold doesn't need that much, and I do not have that much wood left in the bottom, to be honest. So it's only to recut the recess on the other side. And as you can see, it grabs. I'm saying stronghold, but I believe that's the brand name. It's if I'm not mistaken, it's a one-way product. So it must be good, Heather. Don't you think so? No. Fingers crossed that it holds. I must have a little template for that one as well. You see? Recess. If this goes in, I know it's big enough. Actually, like I say, I'm not going to finish this entire bowl here. You will just see me use that scraper, and that's it. But first, let's true up the outside. I've put the tailstock in now because I can. I don't need to be close to that center anymore, so it's less in the way now. I'll tell you one thing, this ball gouge is dull. Almost a finished surface already. This is good enough to test our scraper on. Made in Canada, yes. Oh, this is a biggie. I'll use it in shear scraper mode then. You see those chips coming off, or those shavings I should say. Probably better this view. Okay, now watch it. Wow. It's a long way from being finished, of course, but for the for the purpose of this exercise, I think point proven. So with that, and me being live for 1 hour 42 minutes, I think it's for those who are still there, time to thank you all for watching, and see you on the next one.